Hey everyone, Senrai Kai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 11th and final episode of Oshi no. And yeah, 11 is a weird episode to end off on, but it's kind of the result from having the first episode be like 3 or 4 episodes long, essentially. But, so yeah, not as bad as, say, the Konosuba situation where it was just, 11 episodes because screw you, I guess. But yeah, we're talking about Oshi no here, so yeah, this is the final episode, and the way we ended off, we're pretty much like right in front of the idol performance. So it's a pretty big deal to save the maid idol performance for the final episode, because obviously the whole series wasn't building up to this, because we had the Aqua acting stuff as well, and Ruby's idol stuff kind of taking turns getting screen time and whatnot. So I can't say the whole show's been building up to this, but Ruby's side of thing has been building up to this, making the idol unit, getting more people, and now we finally get to see, and had some practice as well, and now we finally get to see the culmination of that on an actual stage for the final episode. But yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is it better deliver after all that setup and build up. But yeah, not really too much to say until we get into it. Like, I have no idea how this is really gonna go. I just hope it goes well and everyone walks away happy. Obviously, Kana had a lot going on issues wise and anxieties and stuff. But yeah, just fingers crossed. Hopefully, this is some pretty good stuff, and that's probably enough delaying. Let's just jump on in and see how they decide to end off this very unique anime. So yeah, 3, 2, 1, play. And as always, you start with the opening, which is not a guarantee for the final episode of a show. A gifted idol summer. But yes, I don't know if I said this before, but I do enjoy watching idol performances, so this could have the potential to be one of the best episodes. I say one of the best, because you can't really beat episode 1. It was like basically a movie in and of itself. Very high level, top tier kind of movie, that just happened to have an anime follow the story afterwards, essentially. I mean, there's been cases like that before, right? Like, wasn't Little Witch Academia like a movie or something and then got an anime? Yep, you see him walk on stage there. Oshi no. Both of them. We're gonna jump right into it, like right where we left off. I'm sure you guys did great. That's a plan. Okay, that's even better. I mean, don't we all? I like her. How so? Oh, I mean, I know that feeling. Sweating in here, room with no air conditioning. I should hope so. She's a big YouTuber. She's also like 37 or something. Yeah, that one. There's definitely a lot of drama surrounding it, can say that much. The name rings a bell, doesn't it? But yeah, I'm really hoping they break out the animation budget for this episode. IS Fan for Holy Trinity. I miss IS so much. It's tragic. Loveless smile, be Komachi. There's our girls. I think so, it's kind of dark in there, but yeah, that's them. I also love the outfits, looking good. Be Komachi. Where's my Be Komachi shirt? I'll legit buy one, give me the link. Yeah, that did help a bit. Wonder if, really? Okay, I got my idle stick. We are starting. Bikomachi. I need to turn up the volume more. Give me a second. It's not loud enough. There we go. And they're really going crazy with the lights. I should get more than one. But... yeah, how do they compare? Well, they don't have eye, that's to be expected. That did make a big difference. But we do have Eye's child, so... oh, here we go. Yeah, look at her go. Oh, the lights. Yeah, you see the resemblance a little bit there. I need more though, but that was good. Yeah, now I think he's into it. Yes, she is. Glad you're aware. You could say she was bred to be an idol. Got those genes. Our sign is B. Yeah, I wish I was a cute girl too. We are your idols. I will always look at you, kinda. Don't be silly. I see Kana's not done depressing me. I'm trying to enjoy the performance, Kana. Little bird. It's okay. Oh, Aqua! It took me a second. Oh my god, it's yeah from the first episode. Oh my god. I mean, I would break everything on my desk if I tried to do that, but... I can't believe we showed that. I can't believe that happened. You can dye my glow stick anytime. Some brilliant camera work right there. That's much better. Yeah, look at that sweat fly. Even a great ending pose to finish out the song. He knows what's up. As we're well aware, she is the best singer in the group. But don't tell me it's over, though. I was afraid of that. Just gotta put my glow stick away. Such a loud, fun performance, and now we have the quiet car ride back. But that wasn't even like half the episode, like maybe a fourth, between a fourth and a third. We got plenty of time left. So I wonder what's left that we're gonna do. Thank you. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, this is just the beginning. So for now, we'll just say it's alright, 7 out of 10. That gets her attention. So you still haven't put a baby in her, is what you're saying? As she sweats. I can't imagine why. Oh, is she gonna figure it out? Wow. Okay, there you go. Oh, it took you till the last episode to realize it. And then Akane just pops up. Where's the arrow that points to I? That's a good point, because Akane is actually her, TV show mate, like. So, a little bit awkward. Yeah, she clearly has positive feelings towards Aqua. Yeah, he did get kind of found out, yeah. Daisuke. Yeah, nobody cared who I was until I put the mask on. I mean, I kind of thought there'd be more to it too, but there might be just more I just want to tell you. I love Kana. He's slowly walking away. I much prefer to see Kana like this than a depressed form. Man, that sparkle is just. It is good to see, isn't it? Yeah. A lot. Yeah. You couldn't begin to explain to you the situation, but yeah. Rip Akane. Yeah. Kana does get to spend more time with him. Tokyo Ballet. That's actually a pretty cool logo. I should have said Rurouni Kenshin. I'd watch it, read it, whatever it is. Sumiyaki Raida. That's a name. Can't be used of CG. Everyone loves to hear that. La la la. That's the big thing. Who else? Give me names. I think you might. Oh, how generous of you. Also, what is up with his hair? He's like that one character from Soul Eater. Tokyo Blade. There's her Instagram shots. It's pretty, it's alright. Fabricated evidence. That's the one. Yeah. Someone tear down that curtain. That is very suspicious. Sayahime. Of course they are. I'm sure they do. I'm sure. Is that Kanye Akana's voice? Yeah, that does make you easy to find. She's being a little bit harsh, but she speaks the truth. You're trying to scare me a little bit with that face, like honey. Yes, she was. Yeah, good to see these two get along so well. I mean, they both like the same guy, so I mean, sparks were inevitable, but... Yeah, before the fans show up. Demand that you take pictures with them for their Twitter and Instagram and whatnot. How could you tell? It did seem pretty impossible. just getting NTR'd by her. I see. Man, there's a whole nother layer to these two characters' relationship, which is cool to get that showcased here. Silly, she says. Yeah, definitely was not expecting this turn. They all, yeah, have a screw loose. Makina zettai, makina zettai, makina. It's like a curse. I just hope this isn't the guy we're looking for, because if... And for one thing, it'd be too obvious, but... That dark room. Super chats, yeah. Frickin' YouTubers, man. So we're gonna maybe cry before we end the show? Is that what we're gonna do? In season 2. I'll watch this world burn. Aidoru is our episode title for the final episode. Those fallen angel wings. Man, these shots, they all look so good. I've never seen such a liar. That is it. Okay, that was the 11th and final episode of the first season of Oshi no Ko. I say first season because, I mean, it seems like season 2 has been announced. Like, if you go to the My Minless page, it shows sequel Oshi no Ko season 2, so, I mean, I guess it's just the foregone conclusion. Actually, I thought there would be an announcement in the video itself, but I guess not. But anyway, that was the final episode, and we did get the performance. And although it wasn't as long as I would have liked it to be, it was really good. Like, you definitely can't knock the quality of it. But, you know, we did get a little more of the Kana, you know, stuff that we got last episode. But it was great to see the moment where it turned around. I want to go back to that part. A lot was going on at the time, so I want to make sure I didn't miss anything, really. Yeah, tell me it's okay for me to be here. Man, that line really just struck right in the Kokoro. And then we see Aqua raise the glow stick. Like, it wasn't until the camera showed up a second time that it clicked in my head who that even was. And then he actually did the iconic, you know, idol glow stick dance that we got from the two babies in episode 1. Like, I just was not expecting to see that again. But he just went to town with it. He looks like an idiot. Bakamitai. How can you keep a straight face while doing that? Asking the important questions. It is a good question, though. I sure couldn't. He's waving glow sticks. Because I didn't really get a chance to read all this because I was, you know, there was a lot going on. He's waving glow sticks for all 3 of us. Is he posing as a fan of the entire group? A damn cheater. I've decided so long as I'm an idol, I'm gonna dye all your glow sticks white. Okay, that one I picked up on. Most because it sounds lewd to somebody like me. I'm gonna make you love me. Yeah, that's when the camera went full ham. Yeah. Also, yeah, we got a title drop there. I thought we did. I wasn't quite sure. I have to listen to it again, but yeah, she straight up said Oshinoko there. So, that was great as well. So yeah, title drop. So, yeah, just once the song really peaked, it like really peaked, you know. I just had to listen to her say it again. But yeah, I always appreciate title drops. So one in that context with that amount of fire behind it, you know, it's great. So yeah, I really enjoyed the performance. You know, the way it ended off definitely got me quite a bit of chills. But then I had a nice quiet ride home. You know, and also we have plenty of Kana and Aqua actually interacting with each other, not having to use a mask to try to hide his identity to trick her into talking to him. She just straight up voluntarily talked to him and, you know, messing with him as, you know, friends would, you know, that kind of thing, right? Just, we got so much great Kana in that scene. After getting the great Kana at the end of the you know, idol performance, right? So it just kept going, really. But also Memcho figuring out a little bit about what was going on was kind of funny. But, and Ruby just happy to see Aqua, you know, being a person, you know, like, but, also his shirt says Daisuke. I'm not sure why, but I guess it is. But we also have very much set up for the season 2 with the whole Tokyo Blade. Is this the first time we've heard of it, or did we hear about it earlier in the show? I'm not quite sure, but because we may have, I have memory problems, but, you know, talking about 50 million copies in circulation, you know, a big anime film hit, but we're gonna make it like a stage adaptation. You know, when I first heard that, first thing that came to my mind was what was the show called? Starlight Review, something like that. Give me a second. I'll look up the name. Review Starlight, yeah, that's what it was. So basically, yeah, that came to my mind as he was talking about this. But I mean, the character designs themselves look pretty cool, you know. I like Tsurugi for sure. But yeah, they're talking about 360 degrees and stuff like that. It looks like it could be pretty cool. Like, whenever we do finally get the performance, I do look forward to seeing it. But the big thing, of course, is the La La Lai connection and what that means about what Aqua's trying to figure out to get to the bottom of all this, you know. So it all kind of connects like that. In addition to also being, of course, what Akane is a part of, and we have some kind of rivalry going on between Akane and Kana. So a lot of things do kind of connect with each other, which is cool. But which I guess makes sense, you know, the show. The industry is all about connections and whatnot, so I guess it could also kind of be, yeah, related to that. But yeah, as Kana said, you don't real-time post about what you're doing on the internet if you're like a big celebrity, because you're basically saying, hey guys, this is where I currently am, feel free to stalk me, right? Like, that's how fans are going to take it if you post that, so not the best idea of what to do. So yeah, kind of giving her some good advice there, even though you obviously they do butt heads, but it was a nice place though, you know, had it's like kind of like a cage cover for the chairs, you know? Not like in a, feel like it's a prison sort of way, but it's like a kind of a bird cage kind of thing, I don't know. I like it. I wouldn't mind having a nice lunch there. But yeah, just the looks on their faces, man. But that pretty much was the end of the episode. And next season, I guess we're gonna start on that whole Tokyo Blade thing. See how that's gonna go. But yeah, as far as the final episode goes, I thought it was really good. It had the good idol payoff in the first half, and got some pretty good setup for the next season, while also kind of mending things between Aqua and Kana, which is good to see. Also, Akane hasn't been completely forgotten. Obviously, they have just a kind of a romantic relationship, whatever you want to call it. But still, you can't just completely forget about Akane, so I'm glad they had a little bit of that thrown in there as well. But, and of course, the callback with the Aqua and dancing idol sticks and all that was so good. But, so yeah, as far as my thoughts on the show as a whole, I mean, where do I begin? I mean, obviously, it's a very good show, a very hyped show. Like, it's that show of the season, the crazy, popular show that people who aren't even really big anime fans probably at least heard of, if not decided to watch. It's that kind of show, right? So, obviously, there's gonna be a lot to talk about with the show, but everything from the unique premise of reincarnation. I mean, because obviously reincarnation not super uncommon in anime, but it's generally along with isekai. You go to a different world. You don't reincarnate into the same world again. Like, I can't really think of too many examples of that off the top of my head, really. Even though I could probably think of plenty of examples of isekai doing that. So, in that sense, it's pretty unique. And it wasn't just the main character that did it, but also another girl, and they both reincarnate as the babies of, this big idol girl that they're both fans of. They both know of her, right? So that alone is just a crazy premise that's gonna like catch a lot of people's attention that may not really care otherwise. Like, you throw them with that premise, and they're like, well, that sounds stupid and ridiculous. I guess I gotta check that out. So I'm sure a lot of people were basically like that. So so pretty cool stuff in that respect. And Ai herself, voiced by the amazing Takahashi Rii, did a great job with the character, only for one episode, tragically, but she did great. And yeah, that's the other thing with the show, that she died in episode 1. Like, after I started watching the show, I had a couple people talk about how they got spoiled on the death and all that, but I did not. I went into the show completely blind. Aside from, like, I think I heard something about a baby with a glow stick. I think that's about the extent of what I heard about with the show. Something about that, obviously referencing the dancing sequence. The double glow stick dancing sequence between Ruby and Aqua as babies, right? That's obviously what it's in reference to, but that's all I really knew about the show going in, really, as far as, like, plot goes. But, so yeah, pretty devastating for me when just Ai suddenly dies a horrible death in front of her child, and the child's traumatized and vows revenge, and that's the overall premise of the show going forward, right? So yeah, a lot to take in with the first episode, definitely. But aside from that, the overall show pretty much is about the kind of like dark underbelly of a lot of this entertainment industry stuff. Not even just idol stuff, obviously. It includes actors and everything like that. Because it's not uncommon for people on the internet to complain about idol culture and whatnot, especially Westerners and stuff that don't really get it, and they come from that position to criticize it and whatnot. So I definitely have seen plenty of that on the internet. So nothing new there. But but yeah, like I said, it doesn't just focus on idol stuff. It's got the actor stuff as well. Although our main girl, Ai, was an idol, and Ruby taking up the reins as well, so you could say it's mostly focused on idol stuff. Although I felt like we spent a lot of time on the reality show, but maybe it just felt that way. But because we're like, obviously we kind of have two main characters at this point with Aqua and Ruby, but really it feels like Aqua is the main character, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's objectively true, but it feels that way. Probably because so many things are being moved by him, orchestrated by him. It's like a chessboard where he's moving a lot of the pieces, and Ruby is kind of just a piece, a glorified piece. It sounds kind of harsh to phrase it that way, because she does have her own ambitions and passion and stuff like that. But it just kind of feels like Aqua's our mastermind behind the curtain, making things happen. So, but But I feel like, where do I even start with that? But anyway, just point is, Aqua, our main character, really. And he's kind of doing his best on his pathway of revenge, which is as good of any way as to spend your life, I suppose. But so yeah, what more is there really to say about the show? Like, because I was talking about the premise of it, you know, that obviously is the rails that keep the show going. And we do get to meet other side characters and stuff like that. Because we have Kana, who's a big one. Obviously, she was in episode 1 as a child actress. And, you know, a big part of her character is trying to grow out of being a child actress because she doesn't want to just, like, well, acting was cool, time to go work at McDonald's. Like, Kana doesn't want to do that. So, you know, her character arc is basically trying to... What's the adjective I'm looking for? Basically, like, yeah, just tear herself out of that framework and try to get into something else. And she's struggled a lot to do that, but now she's kind of fallen into this idol thing with the help of, you know, Aqua and Ruby and all that. And she seems to be on a path to success with this. Obviously, we only had our first performance, but it went very well. People were pretty into it, so hopefully Kana can get some more success going forward because Kana is a great character, you know, very interesting, very cute, fun, likable girl. You know, even though we kind of push her, you know, easily peer pressure into doing things, but, you know, she's pretty great. Her little bell pepper dance was enjoyable to watch for sure. You know, Memcho, I think she's probably, I mean, she's definitely had less focus than Kana goes as far as, like, a deep dive. We obviously learned about her age and stuff like that, but, you know, but hopefully we can get more of her going forward as well. Because as far as characters that are not our main duo, I do feel like Kana's the one I understand the most, if that makes sense. Because we got like a brief introduction to a couple of the characters, like classmates, because the school has some actors and stuff in it, right? So we had like, I think, a pink-haired girl, I don't remember her name, and the other girl as well. Like, we very bare bones know anything about them, so it'd be cool to get a little bit more of them going forward as well. Obviously, I don't expect to get as much as we get of our main idol trio, so that's why I expect to get more Memcho going forward, because she's one of our 3. I do feel like we do know her a little bit less on the other 2. Like I said, the biggest thing we got with her was the reveal of the age and, you know, some of the things that connect to that. But, you know, I don't feel like I got the deep dive that I feel like I got with Kana, if that makes sense at all. And Ruby, of course, we've seen since childhood, so she's got an advantage in that regard. But Memcho's cool, though. Man, what else do I want to say about the show? I mean, every episode was pretty captivating, really kept me going. Like, at no point in my mind was I like, I'm bored, I don't know if I want to keep watching this. Like, there was not a single point where I was like that. The show was very good at keeping me biting for more. You know, I even remember the, whatever acting thing Aqua did before the reality show, right, where he was like the stalker serial killer, well, not the stalker, you know, character, which is very reminiscent of the person that killed his mother, right? So there was that whole thing with him and, you know, what that's got to do to his brain to play that kind of role. And yeah, he played it very well, insanely well, even was able to bring out some acting skill out of the one guy that wasn't very good through his actions. So, you know, just a lot of interesting stuff in the show to keep you going, even the things that aren't super important to the overall plot. But, I mean, there really wasn't anything that wasn't important. Like, almost everything Aqua did was building blocks to his goal. Right, because that was how he initially got into contact with the one guy, who's obviously been continuously getting him information, getting him connected to other things, right? I don't remember his name, but I'm sure you know who I'm referring to. You know, and Kana was a connection that got into that, I think. And Kana, of course, he met as a child during stuff that I got him connections to join into, because I think it was the same show I was a part of. So again, like I said much earlier in this discussion, you know, it's all about those connections. Everything's connected. Everything feels like it has a purpose. You know, I don't think I've really seen anything that feels like filler in the show exactly. And if there was, it was very brief. Not taken away from it at all, if there was any of it. But just it feels like a very good, well-constructed show that just has a very clear purpose and gets you on a nice, smooth path to where it wants you to get. I guess that's more or less what I'm trying to say. I'm not the most articulate person, but hopefully that more or less gets the point across. But... and of course, when the show wants to have some good animation and stuff, it definitely knows how to do it. But yeah, I think this discussion is probably long enough as it is. I enjoyed this series quite a bit, and I will for sure be watching season 2 whenever that airs. So, like as long as I can find my cursor. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.